Hey, what's up everybody? Jumpin here. Today I'm going to be bringing you another Mass Effect 3 gameplay commentary. This is going to be all about the new and upgraded lift nades, which are hands down the best nades in the game in my opinion now. So let me go ahead and show you my build. This is the Asari Vanguard, a little bit updated from the last time I showed it to you. I still go for radius just because this can set off multiple bombs, but the main one that matters is going to be power synergy. It's going to give you a 25% more power damage. And then also barrier, of course, this is very important for getting all your shields back, pretty standard for a Vanguard. Now for the lift grenades, which are super broken, go for damage, definitely. You know, they're going to have a really big radius, so damage is definitely necessary in this point. Next up, max grenades, bringing your total nades up to 3. And then damage and radius, which is going to bring up your damage and your radius. Your radius goes up to 6.5 meters, which is huge, and your damage goes up to almost 1700. For your Asari Justicar, you're going to want power damage and pretty much damage to capacity. And then for the final one, I recommend for level 20, I recommend weapons damage if you're going to play on your level 20. Now for fitness, definitely go for durability. I like this a little bit better than melee damage. You know, you're a Vanguard, you don't need shield recharge. And then I go for fitness expert, but another thing I was thinking about is going for power synergy. What this will do is that after you kill a guy with a heavy melee, it will give you 30% more power damage, bringing up your grenades to be even stronger. So that's crazy. 30% more would be ridiculous. And if you're going to try something like that, you know, you're definitely going to want to put on the blade attachment for your whatever shotgun you're going to be using. But like I said, I'm not going for that, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the other thing, the shredder mod. Now for my equipment I'm going to be using, it's going to be disruptor rounds, shotgun rail amp, and the most important, which is power amplifier. I'm only going to be using 2s of each of those because I don't really want to waste 3s because this is going to be a silver game. You know, this character is definitely amazing on silver. Hands down one of the best silver characters now in my opinion, and also very good for gold. The only downside is that because she's a Vanguard, there's a good chance she might get grabbed or assassinated, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, if you're going to play silver, you're going to play bronze, whatever you guys like to play, this is absolutely amazing. Now, in the beginning, I was, like, taking a piss, so I was just getting back. But, you know, once the wave starts is when I'm going to start playing. Anyway, so, like I was saying, like, you'll see in this gameplay some ridiculous, like, lift grenade feeds and stuff. Because, yeah, it's, like I said, it's hands-down amazing. You know, any big group of enemies that you come across, these grenades will pretty much almost kill everything in the group, especially on silver. Now marauders and such, they won't die one hit unless you charge into them first. If you charge them, they will die though. You know, like, it's just what will happen. Like, but at the same time, like I said, now if you went for the melee damage thing, a good strategy to do, which I haven't tried that yet. I will try that probably the next time I, you know, promote her. After I promote her and level her back up, I'm definitely going to try that. You could go in, you can do your heavy melee, hope for a kill. If you can get a kill, then after that, for I think it's 20 seconds, you'll have 30% more grenade power damage, and that will be insane because these things already kill in one hit practically, and they do a massive amount of damage to boss level enemies. Another thing you'll see in this video is me getting kill streaks with these nades. Especially on silver, it's really easy to get kill streaks. Mainly for the ejective waves though, if you're milking it, because we're going to be milking it. Like, you know, silver most of the time we do milk it because this is when we level up normally, is when we play silver. And you know, it's just a good strategy to, like, you know, not do the ejective right away, just so you can get as, you know, much experience as possible to help all your people level up faster. And that's one thing we're going to be doing. But yeah, you know, like I said, so it's really insane. Now, a couple things I wanted to say about the grenades. The first thing is that they actually do not detonate any explosion in the game, meaning they can't detonate tech bursts, they can't detonate bionic explosions, and they can't detonate fire explosions, cryo explosions. They can't do that because they're actually designed to be a setup power because they lift. Now, the dumb thing about lift grenades, though, is that they never really worked properly because the truth is this, is that any enemy that can be lifted has to have no shield. And if they have no shield, these grenades, even before they got the buff, would kill them. Now, if you don't know what they did with the buff was, and the reason why they're so insanely overpowered now, is that they brought the max power, the damage on the grenades, because, you know, here's the thing, lift grenades were very underused. When it comes down to it, the Asari Vanguard is a very underused character, and the Krogan Sentinel is another somewhat underused character. Like, they're, you know, he's not as underused, but for the most part he is. And like another thing too, these grenades are actually really good on him too as well. You can go ahead and now what you can do with the Krogan Sentinel is you can make a gun only kind of build where you just use your tech armor. You pretty much keep your tech armor on forever to make him a tank, and you run around and just use big heavy weapons and don't worry about your power recharge time, because that's the beautiful part about grenades. They're, even though they are technically a power in the game, they're not actually like there is no recharge time to grenades, so you can just, you know, chuck, you know, as them anytime you want. And that's the reason why the Krogan Sentinel is actually extremely good now. Right here I'm gonna actually use a thermal pack. I accidentally forgot to grab the grenades right there. That does happen sometimes. You know, this is Hydra, which is one of the best grenade maps in the entire game, because you get 2 grenades out of the boxes, which is amazing on any difficulty, so that's pretty cool. But you know, sometimes it will happen. Also, I think I was playing with my buddy Hustle, who was actually also playing a Vanguard. So the downside is he was also using lift grenades, and there's going to be a couple times in this video where I'll go over to an ammo box that I'm trying to get the grenades out of, and they've already are gone because he took them. But it's not really a big deal. It's not, you know, like, you know, the end of the world if that happens, but it does suck. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, the Krogan Sentinel is really good with the grenades. The reason why is because if you add up all his passive ability, which is, if you don't know, guys, a passive ability in the game is something like your shields, you know, your shields and health, which you get from fitness. That's a passive thing, meaning that once it's on, once you go for it, your shields will be upgraded. You know, power damage, it also goes into that. But, you know, if you're going to use that, when you add it all up, because of the tech armor can actually give you a passive ability of power damage, 20%. When you add that all up, it's actually 45% more damage for these lift grenades, which is actually better than the Asari Vanguard passively. But what happens with her is that she has her active abilities too, which is the charge. After a charge, I'm going to be doing 25% more power damage. And if you want to go for the heavy melee idea, that would be 55% more damage. Plus you add into the account Power Amplifier 3, which is another 30%. It's insane, like how much damage you get off of that. Like I was saying, the reason why these grenades are so overpowered now is because the base damage of them got lifted from, and I know I just said lifted, but they actually got lifted from 500 to, I believe, yeah, 750 now. So because of that, when you add up all the power damage bonuses to that, like, I don't really know how much you can get, but it's quite a bit. When you add that all up, they go up to insane amounts. Like I said, the strongest, the highest you will see in the game, though, is on the Asari Vanguard, and her, you know, passive, just her passive, you know, power on these nades is 1687. So it's almost 1700 damage. That's insane for her power. It's really like one of the strongest single powers in the entire game. I think Ballistic Blade still has it beat out, because I believe Ballistic Blade can do, I believe that actually can do 1800 damage if you go for all damage for that. So that's still like the strongest strongest power in the game when it comes down to like one hit. But the crazy thing about the lift nades is that they have a huge radius, 6.5 meters. So everything in the area is gonna die, like, or it's gonna take a lot of damage. I mean, if the nade doesn't kill him, even on gold, if the nade doesn't kill him, a charge pretty much will. It's guaranteed to at least take their shields down, like, all the way, and still do a lot of damage to boss level enemies. So yeah, this is something to think about. You know, it's pretty insane. And as you can see, like, every time I throw a nade, I'll get it, you know, I'll get like multiple kills, and sometimes I don't even realize where the heck they are. Like, they're in random spots and stuff. But that's just kind of how it goes. Alright, so right here, I think we're looking for the last enemy. Turns out that it's somewhere over here, so I'm going to try to charge him now. Charging sometimes can screw you a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it can there's certain points on some maps, on most maps actually, that they're like you can't charge. It's weird. Like you will see it throughout the gameplay of me like just kind of staring at an enemy not doing anything. And the reason why is because I was trying to charge, and just for some reason I couldn't do it. All right, so right here I'm just gonna go ahead and start spamming my nades. You know, as you can tell, like, you know, just the kill feed is insane with these grenades. I know the kill feeds don't matter much. A lot of people always say, oh, you know, hey, the kill feed don't really mean nothing. It doesn't, but, you know, it just, you know, it's just one of those things. Like, it's just me throwing, it's just the fact that with one grenade I can kill, like, 5 enemies. Come on now, that's insane. Like, that's really overpowered, especially on a map like this where you can get 2 grenades out the boxes and just constantly do this. And you know, I don't know, like, the only thing I don't like about the way that the lift grenades are now is that, you know, you're gonna get your 50 bionic kills super quick. You're gonna, you know, you really just won't get kills with your weapon. You won't get the shotgun kills anymore, for real. The reason why is just because there's no point. Like, your grenades will do almost all the damage for you. You know, so in general, like, there's absolutely no point to even worry about the whole shotgun, shooting the shotgun much. I mean, you still can shoot your gun and kill things with it, but it's really just going to just boil down to the fact that when you charge into a room filled with enemies, you're just going to kill them all in, like, a second. That's how it goes. Alright, so right here, we just got done with that wave. I believe the next wave is going to be when the Banshees come. These grenades also will do a ton of damage to Banshees. But normally, like, I don't really try to fight them as a Vanguard, and I highly recommend you try to avoid doing that. Most of the time when you're going to fight Reapers as a Vanguard, either if it's on gold or if it's on silver, it really doesn't matter. You need to, for the most part, avoid, just hands down, avoid the Banshee. Like, really, the Vanguard's job, the way you should think of it is that the Vanguard's job is that you're supposed to fly around and kill all the other enemies. You know, I talk about that a couple. You know, there's a couple characters in the game that they're really not that great at killing the boss level enemies, but they're really good at killing the infantry enemies. This is hands down one of the best in the whole game, especially now because of how powerful. I mean, just look at that. I don't even know. I believe only 1 or 2 of their grenades hit him and took him down half health. It's pretty insane. But you know, that right here is a good example that I couldn't actually get any nades out that box. Now, one thing I wanted to say too is that if you guys don't know this by now, is that the Banshees can only grab you. This is something I learned recently too, actually. I think right here I'm gonna use another pack because I thought that might have been a kill streak, but it wasn't, unfortunately. But yeah, if you guys don't know, the Banshees can only grab you when they have that blue aura around them. So, you know, if they lose that aura, you can melee them, you can get point blank right to them and just start shooting them with whatever gun you want, you know, or charge into them as a Vanguard, and you'll be okay. If they have the blue aura around them, yeah, you can't do that. So, alright, so this is going to be wave 6, my favorite wave against Reapers, hands down for the Sorry Vanguard, because once you kill all the bigger enemies, all that will spawn are going to be cannibals and marauders, so it is a field day with these grenades. It really is. Like, you'll just kill everything. I mean, just look at that right there. Like, that was 1 nade, 4 kills. You know, and also these grenades will do a ton of damage. Right here I'm going to go down, but I'm just going to get myself up. I know I could have waited for my teammates, but you know, when I was playing this, I really wanted to just be as fast-paced as possible, so I decided, you know what, if I go down, I rarely go down as a Sorry Vanguard, because, you know, she's practically invincible. There's right there another crazy nade feed. Now, what I'm going to be doing this wave, and the reason why this is my favorite wave, is this is the wave where I can literally, with this character, I've done this so many times, get all 3 kill streaks in this one wave. Like, I can, you know, instead of having to use rockets to get kill streaks, these grenades, hands down, can get you kill streaks so quick. The reason why, like I said, is because once after the brutes and the Ravengers are dead, you know, you're going to be able to just, you know, chuck your nades and stuff, and if you find the spawns, like the spawns of the enemies, where normally one spawn of the enemies is going to be 5 enemies, it's going to be like a marauder with multiple cannibals around him. And right here is an example of you can't charge. Like, for some reason in that one area you just cannot charge. So you just kind of stand there and you look stupid, but you know, hey, it happens. You know, But anyway, like I was saying, so right now what we're gonna do is there's only one enemy left. I believe it's a I actually believe it's a cannibal. So instead, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it alive. Now here's gonna be the first kill streak. Well, actually no, it wasn't. I thought it was, but you know, like I said, I'm actually gonna get all 4 kill streaks this one wave. It's just gonna take me a while to do it. You know, like here's this right here could have potentially been a kill streak, but I messed it up. So, you know, like you just gotta be good at collecting your nades. Like I said, we're just gonna leave the last target alive for a while, just so that we can, you know, try to kill as many of these enemies as possible, and hopefully I can get these kill streaks in you know, in the meantime. Now that's kind of like the idea behind it. All right, I believe it might be around here. No, I'm wrong again. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really watch these before I I don't actually watch my videos before I actually go for it. Here we go. Here's gonna be the first kill streak. Like I said, boom. Like just one. It really. I threw 2 nades, but I believe it was just literally 1 is all it took to get that kill streak, because there, like I said, there was Marauder and 4 cannibals, so they just all died, and it was hilarious. But you know, oh no, I love these grenades now. I really do. I've been actually kind of a fan of the lift grenades for a while now, mainly because, like I said, I started using the Asari Vanguard, which was a character I never really used much, and when I started using her, I noticed that, you know, hey, she's actually really good. Now right here, I believe this is going to be another kill streak. Yep, 2 kill streaks. Now this is ridiculous. I'm gonna I'm gonna use one of my thermal packs. I seen that there could potentially be another one, and yeah, boom, like that, got the 3 kill streaks. Absolutely amazing. Just the fact that these nades can do that, that's insane. I mean, they are so strong. It's such a big AoE, which is area of effect. There's such a huge 6.5 meters, 2,000 something damage. Now, if you guys don't know how much damage these actually do, from my calculations, I believe if you go for Power Amplifier 3 and you count in the whole charge thing, now this is without counting the melee synergy. If you want it to, or the power synergy you get from the melee, this is not counting that, but it's over 2,000 damage. It's like almost 2,100, somewhere around there is how much damage these grenades do as I throw them after a charge. And because when you charge into a group of enemies, yeah, you're gonna do that. Like, you know, you're gonna hit your enemy normally. It's just the way it works. Like, you know. Now right here was another moment where I couldn't charge. I actually gonna have to use an op pack because I would have died if I didn't do that. And I believe Hustle just got grabbed, unfortunately. But you know, and you know, sometimes when you get grabbed and stuff, or at least when some people get grabbed, one thing he's gonna do, which I don't really care, but I know some people don't approve of it, is that he's actually gonna AFK. You know, I think he went to go get a soda or something, but he was actually gone for a couple waves. But it's not a big deal, you know. It's silver. It's really no point to try. And the other thing is this: is that normally when I play with this character with these grenades, most of my friends and stuff, like they don't really try because they know that, you know, this is so broken at this point, because I've used this character so much since they updated it, that they know that, you know, it's so broken now that if I'm playing as it, more than likely, you know, you're just not going to be able to get that many kills, because the Asari is just gonna, these grenades are just gonna annihilate all the big groups of enemies, and you know, it's just what it is. So I mean, here's a prime example: giant group of enemies. I'm gonna throw all 3 nades. Now I'm not gonna kill them all, but they're all so weak at this point that, you know, like this now, you know, now I'm going to be able to kill them all just because I just restocked my nades. And yeah, every single thing that was on that spawn originally is now dead. So, I mean, that's just kind of like how it is. You know, and it's really insane. It's absolutely insane. Now, I mean, I don't know. Like, if you've watched my Fun with Guns episode 5, which was the Disciple, then you might know that, you know, I really like this gun for her. It's my favorite shotgun in the game for her. Like I said, Hustle is actually AFKing, so I'm not even going to bother, I don't think, to get him up, just because I knew that. And as you can tell, he just bled out really quickly, so, yeah, he's AFKing, but... You know, yeah, I really like the Disciple for her. There's a couple, you know, you can use any shotgun you want, but I do recommend using some type of shotgun that can get you 200% recharge speed if possible. There's like 3 of them in the game now, so, when it comes down to it, like I just really like the Disciple. It is an Asari shotgun. It makes the most sense, and it's fun to use. You know, it really is. It's not the best shotgun in the game though. It really isn't. Like a lot of people hate this shotgun. I don't really hate it. I just think that I know it's not the best one in the game, but at the same time I still try to use her. Now another thing too I wanted to say real quick. I normally name this character Miss Blue Booty. If you paid attention to the beginning, I didn't actually name her that this time around. But someone actually commented and told me why didn't I named her Miss Blue Booty, but why didn't I go for the Blue Booty? Well, in my last video with the Asari Vanguard, I really just wasn't caring. But yeah, I do normally go for the Blue Booty, as you can tell. It's the way you do this, guys. If you wanted to know what the whole color thing, I think a lot of people I actually get messages quite a bit on my YouTube asking me about my colors and stuff on my characters. They want to know my color palettes. If you guys want to know any of those, you can always message me. I'll tell you exactly all the stuff that I use. I do answer most of my messages that I do get. So if you guys ever have any questions or anything like that concerning this game, or just anything you want to ask me, go for it. I mean, I don't really mind. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, like with the whole color thing, all you gotta do is her secondary color is you just gotta kind of match a blue to her face, and yeah, it literally makes her look like she has no panties on. Like that's just the way I have to say it too. She don't got no panties on. And it's really funny, and it's just one of those things like you just kind of like run around, and as you run around, you just stare at her crack. So. Alright, so right here I'm just going to chuck some nades at these Ravagers. As you can tell, they went down to 1 bar in armor, so one shot of my Disciple took them out. It's unfortunate that these things don't detonate. If they would detonate explosions or tech burst, yeah, these things would be way more broken, but, unfortunately they don't. But in general, though, like I said, if you have a, adapt team or anything like that, and you have her in the mix where she can be throwing the nades, yeah, man, I mean, you're going to have some fun. I think a really good team, which I might try out. Now, if you guys give me enough likes on this video, I definitely might do this, is that what I was thinking about making a team of 2 Asari Justicars with 1 Batarian Sentinel using Shockwave, or maybe even a human, I don't know. It's just something with Shockwave, and then the Asari Vanguard on gold versus probably Reapers, I don't really know, something, versus something, and what we're going to be doing is that I would be probably playing as the Asari Vanguard using the grenades, while we're just going to be doing explosions. So if you want to see something like that, let me know. Leave a comment, give me a like, things like that. That's how I normally can tell. Depending on how many likes I get, if I get any comments about it. Yeah, I'll definitely do that for you guys. Another video idea I had, which I don't know if I'm going to do it right now, but I definitely was thinking about it, and this is going to be targets for wave 10, so I'm just going to go in and rocket that first group, and I was thinking about rocking the second group, but then I realized it was a brute, so instead I'm just going to spam my nades now. But yeah, anyway guys, another thing too I wanted to say is that I was also thinking about doing another Human Vanguard video. I did one a long time ago. I get a lot of requests for a Human Vanguard, or a Man Guard as most people call him. So, if you want to see another Human Vanguard video, I'm down to do that. But what I will do with the Human Vanguard this time around is that I'm actually going to more likely play with 3 Reavers. Probably even, I don't know, maybe either 2 Asari Justicars and 1 Drell Adapt, or 3 Asari Justicars with, actually, my idea would be with 1 Human Vanguard. The idea is this, is that if you do something like that on a team, on gold, then everyone can just follow the Vanguard around. I mean, if everyone follows the Vanguard around, yeah, you're gonna have no problems. As you can tell, this thing, these nades do about 2 to 3 bars of armor to Banshees, so it's pretty insane. But yeah, like I said, that's one thing is that you can actually follow the adapts can actually well, let me say it right before I get trolled. The adapts actually can follow around the Vanguard, and if they can do that right, then yeah, you'll just be, the Human Vanguard gets dissed quite a bit, and you'll hear me diss it a lot too, saying that, oh, the Human Vanguard is a terrible team player, it's really annoying and dumb, and I'm gonna get dropped right here because I didn't reload my gun. But I believe, yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, get myself up and get to kicking and destroying people. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, like the Human Vanguard gets a lot of diss because of the fact that he is kind of a kill stealing machine. He goes down a lot. I mean, it's the people who play with him that gives him the bad name, though. It's because if you can cooperate with your teammates, if you aren't maybe playing with randoms, or even if you are and you can like talk to them, then now one thing, guys, if you're gonna play as a Vanguard, you should always play as host, just so that you don't get into the Vanguard glitch. It's just how it goes. Right here, this is a massive group of enemies. I'm just gonna spam all my nades. But yeah, you don't want to get into the Vanguard glitch. Like, that's one of the worst things that can happen. So if you're host, though, you can't get into the Vanguard glitch. That is a good idea. I know a lot of people ask me what the Vanguard glitch is. So I'll answer it real quick. Is that the Vanguard glitch is when you fall through the map as a Vanguard, and you actually, like, what will happen? You'll fall through the map, and then at first you can just, like, you can actually, like, fly through cover. Well, not fly through cover. You can walk through cover and things like that. But then after a while, what's going to happen is that you're actually going to get stuck outside the map and you can't move. And that happens, and yeah, you pretty much screw your team. Now, the good thing is you can't die, but the bad thing is that if your team dies, then yeah, you're screwed. And I had a game once with a guy who was in the Vanguard glitch, and we literally all had to quit because he like AFK'd, he walked away. And we all died, so we couldn't like have him quit or anything like that, and we all had to quit on that game, and it was really frustrating. So you definitely want to try to avoid that. The best way to avoid it is through host. But yeah, like I said, if you do what I said, and like I said, I will do a video on this probably soon if you guys want. Just like I said, give me a like, give me a comment, things like that. Is a Human Vanguard being the best team player possible. That's the whole idea. A Human Vanguard can be a great team player if you can play with him right. If he flies around and he does his thing and everyone else follows him, then the Vanguard will definitely reward the people the adapts following him. He really will. Alright, guys, well, this is going to be the end of the video, though. As you can tell, really ridiculous lift grenades. I love them now. A lot of fun. Definitely try this build out if you want. Try the melee damage thing out too if you want to try that. It's amazing. Like, you kill streaks all day, every day. Yeah, but that's pretty much it though, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, please like, please subscribe, and like always, guys, have a good day.